Welcome to Diamond.Standard.Gaming. Right there you're looking at our butterfly build that we did a couple days ago. You could check that video out right here if you're interested in seeing how we built that, or if you're interested in building that yourself. Today we're going to go ahead and we're going to build a giant frying pan with some bacon and eggs. So I'm just finding a nice flat area right here. And then what I like to do is I always like to go and face the direction where, each direction is positive. So there it's positive in, I guess, the Z, and then if you go to the left, it's positive in the Y. Here's the fill command that I use for this. So it's just /fill tilde tilde tilde, which means my current location. Then I do tilde 35, which is saying my location plus 35. I'm using tilde in the Y coordinate, so it's going to only be one block high, and then I do tilde 35 in the other direction, so I'm going to basically put down a 35 by 35 block square. And right now I used white concrete. If I thought it through a little bit more, I would have used iron, and you'll see that in a minute because I will replace it. So what I do is I counted 18, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. So I was just putting that block down to make sure it was centered. And I'm going to make my pan, the walls of the pan, out of blue concrete. So I go ahead and throw blue concrete down here. And then I basically put 7 blocks, 3 blocks on either side of that one that we just put down. Then what I do is here, I basically go diagonally to the left, put 3 blocks. Go diagonally to the left again, put 2 blocks. Diagonally to the left, 1 block. Diagonally to the left, 2 blocks. Diagonally to the left, 1 block. Now that's the center of that edge right there. And then I do pretty much the exact same thing going this direction. So I just rotated 90 degrees. Then I go 2, 1, 2, 3. And then 7. And then that's 1/4 of the pan right there. And then for some reason I was kind of confused because it had that little extra white border there. So either it's, I thought I made it 35 when I did the fill command, and I thought the pan was going to be 35 wide, a 35 wide circle. But turns out it's, for whatever reason, it turned out to be 1 less, so it still looks round when I'm all said and done, so I'm not exactly sure what happened. Then I go ahead, I'm doing the same thing, so I go 3, 2, 1, 2, 1, and then that's the center right there, and then we go out. We rotate 90 degrees and we go out. We go 2, 1, then we do 2, then we do 3, and then we finish off with 7. Okay, same thing here. 3, 2, 1, 2, 1. Then we rotate 90 degrees and do the exact same thing. 2, or I should say the opposite, really. 2, 1, 2, 3. And we finish up with the 7, which is the edge, the outer edge, or the widest part of the pan. And then here we are finishing up the last quarter. And then again, pause as you need to. Or if you're doing your own thing, you could always skip ahead to the next step, the eggs or something else, or the bacon. if you're just working on that part. So there is what the start of our pan looks like. Nice and round. Looks like a real nice round circle. And then here's where I go ahead and I'm filling in that white section now that I did in the first step with iron, because the bottom of the pan is going to be iron. So again, if I thought that through a little more, I could have done that in step 1. And then since I didn't quite go up to the corner, I have to break out some of this extra concrete and then replace it with some of the iron blocks. So I break this out here, and then this part underneath the pan right here I'm going to replace with the iron block. And then I go ahead and get rid of the rest of that white concrete. And then what I'm going to do next is all that iron block on the outside of the pan, I'm going to go ahead and remove. So the 4 corners essentially is what I'm going to get rid of now, because we don't need it. That's outside the pan. So I go ahead and I actually play this back at I think 5x speed right here, just to get it real done real quick. Just like that. I realize it's actually really hard to get much done in, you know, even in a half hour in Minecraft when you're building stuff. This video was about 37 minutes unedited, and I think I got it down to maybe about 24 minutes or so. Alright, and then what I do here is I go back to my my blue concrete, and I'm going to essentially step out one, you know, or one bigger, and I'm going to go ahead and wrap the entire thing in another row of the blue concrete. So that's going to be like the, I guess you call it the wall or the side of the pan. So I just go ahead and I wrap it all the way around. And I will put one more layer on, and I didn't know if I was going to go out one more, like similarly to what I did this one, or if I was going to just go straight up. So I started to do it by going out one more, but then I didn't like the angle that it was like too flat. So I did in the end decide to actually go up one more. So the last step is actually putting one more layer on top of this layer. So that's how our pan is looking right now. And here's where I started, going, you know, out and up one more. And I don't remember if I zoomed out here or not, but we can take a look at it and see. And again, if you want to do it this way, you can definitely do it like this. It'll be more of like a flat pan. So I kind of look at it, I'm like, that kind of looks too flat for me. But you know, if you like it, you can go ahead and try that out and see how your finished pot looks. So your finished pan. So I go ahead and I break it. And then what I do, like I said, I go directly over top of that one I just placed, this row right here, and I place a second block all the way around the perimeter. And again, I play it back real fast, just, you know, to watch every single block getting placed right there. All right. So this is how our pan is looking right now. It's nice and round. Now I could hold some food in there. All right, now we're gonna go ahead and I grab some yellow concrete and some white concrete, and with this I'm gonna build some eggs. So I'm gonna make my yolk 7 by 7, So I just kind of pick a random spot kind of towards the end, and I go 3, 1 diagonal, then I go 3 across here, and I go 1 diagonal, and then 3 across, and then I close it off there. And that right there is our yolk. Now it turns out that this yolk is a little bit bigger. The yolk is a little bigger, and the egg is actually a whole lot bigger than I kind of would have imagined. So the next eggs that I make a tiny bit smaller. But maybe this is like an ostrich egg or something, I don't know. So that's the yolk. And then I go ahead and wrap the whole thing in the whites for the egg white. And I go ahead and wrap it again. And then here it looks like I thought the yolk was kind of big in comparison to the white, egg white, so I go ahead and I add a third row of white around the edge. Alright, and there's our egg. Maybe a big old ostrich egg, but it's an egg. And then here, this one, I make the egg yolk 5x5. So I'm picking kind of an area that's close to the other egg, so they kind of overlap a little bit. I didn't want it to be like completely separate, but again, if you want to make them separate, go ahead and do that. Maybe you want all your eggs to be perfectly round when you cook them in the pot. So this one I go 2 and I go diagonal 1, then I go 2 and I go diagonal 1, and then I go 2, and then I finish it off. And then I go ahead and fill it in. And then I go ahead and take the egg white part, white concrete in this case, and I fill all the way in, all the way around the border. And of course I go ahead and put another row of white for the egg white. Alright, and then here it was kind of a little bit square. Looks a little bit too square, so I go here and I add like another 3 blocks here. And I don't think I got it exactly centered, but I think it's okay because, you know, the egg maybe wasn't cracked exactly in the center, or maybe the pan was like tilted a little bit to one side, so the egg kind of ran down a little bit down the one side. Alright, there we are. We got our 2 eggs. And then here I kept hearing all the zombies and creatures that were spawning underneath my pan here. So I play back here. I think I'm playing back at like 10x speed just to get this real done. But I went down there and cleared them all out. And then I threw some torches down so that they wouldn't spawn again. I didn't want zombies with my eggs, so how do you take care of them? Then I go back here and I finish up my my last egg. And I make it the size of the second egg. So the yolk is 5x5. So again, it's 2 diagonal 1 2 diagonal 1 2, and I finish it up. And then I go ahead with the egg white, fill in the yolk, and then finish off the egg white. And that there finishes up our third egg. So you can see we got one big ostrich egg, and then we got a couple smaller eggs. I'm getting hungry now. And what else do we need with eggs? Bacon, of course. So what I'm going to do for the bacons, I'm going to actually use terracotta. So I go ahead and I grab some regular terracotta, brown terracotta, red terracotta, and white terracotta. And that's what I use to make my bacon. And here we go. Let's get started with the bacon. So I really had no idea. I just kind of took I took a quick look at a picture on the internet. I just Googled it, and then you know, I'm like, okay, I think these 3 colors or 4 colors should work for it. And sometimes it kind of has a little curvature to it or something like that. So I put a little curve in there, and it kind of had these 3 colors. And I think it looked okay. You know, let me know in the comments if you think the bacon came out okay, or if you've tried to make bacon in Minecraft and, you know, maybe you tried something different and it worked better. Let me know. Maybe I can improve it for next time. And then here's where I grabbed the regular terracotta, kind of like a grayish color, I guess, or I don't know, maybe beige or gray, I'm not sure. Just trying to get a bunch of different colors because it kind of looked like, you know, bacon kind of looked like that. I think it looks okay. I think with the eggs you can definitely tell what it is. Maybe if it was by itself, you wouldn't be able to tell exactly what it was. And it wasn't quite long enough, so I just extended it a tiny bit. And then I go here and I'm making the second piece of bacon. Kind of following the same shape almost. Using a little bit different color combination here. Like here I jumped right into the regular terracotta instead of the brown. So you can tell me which one looks better too in the comments. And again, if you have any other ideas, you know, let me know and we'll try something different next time. It looks okay, but I go here in a second and make it a tiny bit bigger still. Could be a little bit longer. And then I do the same to the other one. So which one looks better? That's the question. We do have limited building supplies in Minecraft, so we gotta do our best, right? With what we have. Alright, and there we have our bacon and eggs. And let me know also if you want to see me make some other foods or different breakfast items. I'll be happy to throw them together. I do like breakfast. That's probably my favorite meal of the day. So, I'm not sure what made me think of making this, but I thought of it and I thought it was kind of a neat thing. So, here I am running with it. Alright, now we're going to go ahead and put the handle on the pot here, or the pan, real quick. So I basically break out 2 holes right here, and that's kind of for the rivets. If you look in the inside of a pan, a lot of times there's rivets holding on, either rivets or welds holding on the handle. And then I go ahead here and build my handle out. So I make it 3 to start, like this, and then you'll see here in a second I make it a little bit wider as it goes a little further out. But then I didn't really like that in the end, so in the end I ended up making it back to 3, making the entire thing 3 wide. It looks like a handle goes, you know, pretty much the entire length of the pan itself, so I think I made this one a little bit shorter than the entire length, but it looks okay. And I'm just looking up here to see how it looks. So yeah, it looks a little thicker, the handle, than long. So I go here and I add a few more in length to it. And I didn't even count. I don't even know how long it really is. Here I'm breaking out a little bit in the middle. I'm kind of leaving a kind of like a little hole or something there. And I guess that's where you would hang. I guess that's where you'd hang the pot. You had a pot hanger or something in your kitchen. Here I just tried to break that off to see if that made it look any better, but yeah, I didn't like the ratio of it or something, so. Right here is where I go ahead and break it down so the entire thing is only 3 wide. And I think this looks a lot better. Okay, just like that. And that there finishes up our build. So please let me know in the comments what you think of this, and you know, please let me know other things that you would like to build as well, and keep the ideas coming. And we'll see what we can build next time. Making it a tiny bit longer here. There we are. I think that finishes it up now. Alright, there we are. Our bacon and eggs. It looks delicious to me. That finishes up our build today, and until next time, have a great day.